Several thousands of Africans celebrate the birth of a new baby on a daily basis. The presence of children, as a necessary factor for bringing about large family, is traditionally seen in most African societies as a sign of wealth and prestige. To be childless, therefore, is typically cause for great concern and often pity. A phenomenon which has brought about people giving birth to more children than they can actually take care of. The United States Census Bureau in 2005 put Africa's overall birth rate to an estimate of 35.3 births per 1,000 people, the highest amongst the world's continents. Nigerian birth rate in the same year, however, was estimated at 40.6 births per 1,000 people. According to the same report submitted by UNICEF in 2006, about 6 million of these working children do not attend school at all, while an estimated 1 million children are practically forced to drop out of school due to poverty or because of parents' demand to contribute to the family income.
I found out that some parents, they are not bothered about what they are worth, whether they are in school. You know, because of this economic situation, in the morning, the father will take off to look for the daily bread. The mother will take off for her own business. The children are now left on their own. Sometimes, whether they will go to school or not, the parents cannot tell, or because all of them comes back in the evening. So they wouldn't know what the child have been up to all the day, throughout the day. In some cases, it is a question of the economic situation of the family that to force some of these parents to send their children out in the morning to hawk and then come back. Some of them, after hawking, before they will come back to dress up to go to school. Another aspect of it is a peer group. Some of these children learn from, they learn from maybe some other children that are around them. And they instead of going to school in the morning, they dress up in the morning and say they are going to school. Instead of going to school, they'll end up somewhere. And the third aspect of it is the school authorities itself. I remember during our own days, there's what we call exit card. You don't leave the school compound without an exit card. But these days, such things are not more there. A child can walk into any school and walk out at any time. Nobody checks, nobody bothers them. Some children even have outgrown the teachers, have outgrown even the principal, the authorities of the school. They now have gangs. That's why most of the time you hear that we have courts in primary, even in secondary schools.
Although, while some of these children still manage to stay in school and work in their spare time in order to pay school fees, missing out in classes is often inevitable due to work overload.
My father not let me to go to school, and as I supposed to be engineer.
In most homes in Nigeria, it's a common sight to see these helpless children engaged as house helps to prosperous urban families. In such cases, these children are further exposed to all sorts of abuse, ranging from sexual molestation to physical assault, as well as moral and psychological torments. While the physical and psychological torments play crucial roles in practically destroying the lives of these innocent children, other health-related hazards are also prevalent. A study conducted by UNICEF in 2001 revealed that most female children forced into early marriages as a result of financial constraints and similar social and economic factors suffer serious health hazards such as vesicovaginal fistula, VVF. Other treatable diseases like malaria, diarrhea, typhoid, malnutrition, vaccine-preventable diseases, VPD, and acute respiratory tract infections, ART, accounted for more than 70% of deaths among these neglected and abused children. Now, with this deplorable condition of these children, won't one safely conclude that the future of Nigerian children is bleak? Well, not necessarily so, because there are still certain levels of hope for the future of the Nigerian child. Nigerian children, like many other children of the world, deserve the right to all the good things in life. They are hopeful, optimistic and expectant. It is now a crucial challenge for us all to ensure that they fulfill their lofty hopes and aspiration. Now, who takes up the challenge? Dufil Prima, the manufacturer of Indomie noodles, the favorite noodle for children, is one organization that is most concerned with the well-being of the Nigerian children. While the company realizes that there are some walking street children out there who have been able to rise above the challenges and vagaries of their situation, it also believes that such admirable feat should not go unacknowledged and unrewarded. As part of the corporate social responsibility of Dufil Prima, the Hero Award is an initiative that seeks to identify, recognize, and celebrate the act of bravery amongst the Nigerian children while bringing to the fore our timeless values as a people. In spite of all challenges facing these children, they still manage, against all odds, to carve an admirable niche for themselves. They are the Nigerian children. They are young, yet matured.
Thank you very much. I think the Nigerian child deserves another round of applause. What we have just viewed is just the reality of our society, of the society we live in today. At this point, we will take the speech of Her Excellency, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented here by Mrs. Hawa Carey. Ma, you're invited to the podium.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, Mrs. Fashola, distinguished senators here present, our royal chiefs and other elders, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reading the speech of Her Excellency Hajia Amina Mohammed Sambo, the wife of the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, at this 2011 Indomie Independence Day Award for Heroes of Nigeria, holding in Federal Palace, Hotel Lagos. It is with great pleasure that I'm here with you today for the 2011 Indomie Independence Day Award for Heroes of Nigeria, organized to celebrate and reward outstanding Nigerian children for their bravery, heroism, as well as acts of patriotism. First, let me commend the management of Dufil Prima Foods PLC, makers of Indomie, for this unique and laudable corporate social responsibility initiative, which will definitely encourage and serve as a moral booster for the Nigerian child. It is indeed worth noting that this award is very significant for the future of our country, because the children to whom this award is dedicated are the future leaders. The fourth edition is even symbolic, because it is coming at a time when we are marking Nigeria's 51st independence anniversary. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this initiative, Indomie has opened another chapter in the annals of Nigerian history, which will help to encourage and inspire heroism in the Nigerian child. I therefore urge all companies in the country to emulate this laudable effort and provide the platform to nurture our teeming children and youths for their future leadership responsibility. Let me also use this medium to state the commitment of the present administration under the leadership of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan towards creating a conducive and enabling environment for Nigerian children and the youths to contribute their quota to nation building. As I end this message, I would like to congratulate you, the lucky winners that are being recognized and rewarded today, for your bravery and heroic acts. You have become role models for other millions of Nigerian children and youths, so you must not rest on your oars. Continue to reach for the skies. And I do hope that you will make good use of the prize money that you will be given today for your education and future development. To your parents, I admonish you to continue to give your children the necessary love, support, and guidance which will help them realize their future ambition. May Almighty God continue to bless our children and Nigeria. I thank you all for your attention, and do have a happy celebration.
Delivering the keynote address this evening is a man that is highly respected in the society. He was born on the 6th of March in a village known as Soye in Ogun State. Otumba Olufemi Deru is a fellow of both the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and Associate of Chartered and Certified Accountants of United Kingdom. He is an associate member of the Institute of Secretaries and Administrators and fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Nigerian Management, and also a Justice of Peace of Ogun State. Femi Deru has worked in various capacities in the United Kingdom and Nigeria as a group management accountant of Berry Group in London and as a chief tax officer in Her Majesty's Tax Office in Bennett District, Hertfordshire, and Governor District in London. In Nigeria, he worked as chief accountant and company secretary of Berrick Nigerian PLC, finance director and managing director, and as chairman from 1972 to 1998. He is a senior associate consultant with Omolayole and Associate, a leading management consultant outfit in Lagos. He is also the managing partner of Femi Deru and Associate, as well as council member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. And he has been a council member of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry since 1982 to date. He is the current president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. May we please invite Otumba Femi Deru to the podium to deliver the keynote address this evening.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the representative of the wife of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Vice President Ajia Sambo, Your Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, our Mama, Mrs. Emanuela Fashola, the representative of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, and distinguished senators here present, my friend Professor Patitomi, a leading professor in Nigeria, and all other distinguished, the managing director of this very good corporate governance company, Pufil Prema Food PLC, makers of Indomie, which is a first choice for children in Nigeria. the food is pleasures, and it's a pity that I was not born when they were eating it. Let me say that before I start, that this is a very laudable project in the life of Nigeria. And I have consented to give the keynote address on this basis because the plight of the youth is very important to Nigeria. And it is only the youth that make the country move forward. So my topic is the plight of the Nigerian child, 51 years post-independence. Going by the popular axiom that children and youth are the future of any nation, it has therefore becomes very imperative for any nation desirous of a better and brighter future to take decisive efforts at ensuring that the children are well nurtured and prepared for future challenges. It is on these premises that I would like to hinge my keynote address at this epic occasion of the 2011 edition of the Indomie Independent Day Award for Heroes of Nigeria. 51 years after independence, the plight of the Nigerian child is still nothing to write home about, especially when compared their situation with their counterparts in other advanced and developed nations of the world. You can see the film we have just seen, how terrible it has been. But thank to God that there are still many meaningful people who can help to make these children survive. A critical look at the state of the Nigerian child, 51 years post-independence, reveals that several millions of Nigerian children make their way through life impoverished, abandoned, uneducated, or poorly educated, malnurtured, and discriminated against, neglected, abused, and vulnerable. For them, life is a daily struggle to survive. Childhood, which is a time to grow, learn, play, and feel safe, to most Nigerian children is meaningless as they are born to start struggling and learning to cope with realities of their situation right from birth. This gory picture is simply an instance of the plight of the Nigerian child. It is therefore saddening, shameful, and worrisome that since independence, the plight of the typical Nigerian child remains the same. Today, as we soberly reflect on the dismal state of the Nigerian children, especially the millions that are disadvantaged and who are victims of neglect and societal injustice, we will all agree that a lot still has to be done to better the lives of children in the country. In a country where 90% or more of the children are of poor parents, the Nigerian child continues to live in dire poverty. The Nigerian child is one carrying the weight of the family problem. He or she is forced into labor early in life, hawking foods and wares. A must sell before nightfall, as well as other difficult jobs, activities in major streets of the country. They become easy prey to hazards and unscrupulous persons who take advantage of them. With many school-age children out of school The population of illiterates is swelling yearly in a country that should have wiped out illiteracy before the close of the 20th century, given its resources. Efforts by government to educate Nigerian children through the Universal Basic Education UBE scheme launched several years ago has so far failed to achieve the two principal goals of making education free and compulsory. And this is the message to our governors, that they should make education free and compulsory. Access to qualitative education, which is a basic right, is out of the reach of many of them. Children who manage to make it to public schools do not usually have good story to tell, as most of the schools have nothing to write home about. We thank God that some of the states are making concerted effort to right this wrong. And I don't want to be particular, but I know that the Lagos state is a leader in this aspect. And I think they deserve a round of applause for that. Lacking basic infrastructure necessary for effective teaching and learning to take place. Most school buildings are dilapidated. Libraries where they exist are ill-equipped. Vital laboratory equipments are obsolete or non-existent. Where parents cannot provide classrooms, furniture, children caught on bare floor or share seats to learn. Teachers at the basic level of education are still on strike for most parts of the academic calendar, due largely to poor remuneration or unpaid salary. Yet the Nigerian child is expected to compete favorably with his counterparts from other parts of the world where education is given the utmost priority. It is unfortunate that 51 years after independence, Nigerian health sector is still in a state of comatose. The continued failure to adequately address the basic healthcare needs of children continue to have great repercussions for the nation. The Nigerian child is so deprived of his or her rights to health and life. In Nigeria, 191 of every 1,000 children die by the age of 5, with a large percentage of these deaths traceable to preventable or treatable diseases like malaria, diarrhea, pneumonia, and measles, which we have seen in the film just shown to us. These and many other are the challenges of the Nigerian child. This continued failure to adequately address the need of the children has grave repercussions for the nation. Nigeria should therefore consider it a matter of priority to invest optimally in its children and their future. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the children of all nations are the future, so investing in the health and education of Nigerian children is a sound economic decision and one of the surest ways for a country to secure its future. Without missing words, I would like to commend Dufil Prima Food PLC, makers of Indomie instant noodles, for rekindling the hope of the Nigerian child, which is enviable initiative by rewarding acts of bravery and heroism in our children, and thereby inspiring them to aspire for greater heights. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the winners that will be recognized and rewarded today for bravery and heroic acts, while I want to encourage others to emulate them. I want to say that I'm proud that the corporate governance of some companies are making Nigeria great. And I will advise that we all cooperate and also emulate their good gesture. Thank you for your attention. May God bless Nigeria. Long live Fulfill Prima Foods. Long live Lagos State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you all.
Nigeria is indeed a great country and our hope is not lost. We can see that things are changing. Right here in our own time, we see things changing. Within the next 2 minutes, we'll have the span team to entertain us with their performance. 2 minutes. Sit back and enjoy this. Thank you.
Gemer na mata do arvoredo. Eu vi uma onça gemer na mata do arvoredo. Ô Lelê, São João, me valha São Pedro, que ouça eu tenho medo. Ô Lelê, São João, me valha São Pedro, que ouça eu tenho medo. Eu vi uma onça gemer na mata do arvoredo. Eu vi uma onça gemer na mata do arvoredo. Ô Lelê, São João, me valha São Pedro, que ouça eu tenho medo. Ô Lelê, São João, me valha São Pedro, que ouça eu tenho medo. Eu tenho medo.
We get into the highlights of this evening's event, and after listening to the keynote address by Otumba Femidero, I think it would be nice to take 1 or 2 comments. And for these comments, we'll try to make it as brief as possible. And I'm just going to be calling on just 2 people to give that comment. Sure, you're not prepared for it, and I will be calling another person. Then people who are in a position to actually react to such issues. And I'll be inviting to the microphone the Honorable Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable GOS, to please give 1 or 2 comments on the keynote address delivered here this evening. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, Dame Emanuela Abimbola Fashola, the representative of the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Senator, distinguished Senator here present, members of the Lagos State School, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be here again. As the MC said, I was part of the pioneer edition of these great efforts. The first one held in Abuja, 2008. So to be part of this fourth edition is quite an honor. And I do pray and wish that I will be present in future edition as well. Well, I'm not going to dwell much on the keynote address. I quite agree with the Otumba for his position on certain issues. But the bottom line is we need to do more. That is what he's saying. We need to do more for the society at large. And we need to do more for our children. If we expect so much from them in future, if we do believe sincerely that the future leader of tomorrow is now, that we must prepare them for that great role so that Nigeria will become greater and Nigeria will go to the next level. I want to say that other companies, other corporate bodies in Nigeria should emulate this organization. It is part of the corporate social responsibilities expected of the corporate citizens of Nigeria. If we can take part, if you can take a role, assign roles for ourselves, I think jointly we will push Nigeria to the next level. Thank you very much.
Also to give us another 2-minute speech is also another distinguished senator, here present this evening, in person of Senator Benga Ashafa. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you very much. The representative of the wife of the Vice President, you are welcome to Lagos. Thank you very much for a beautiful rendition and message from Her Excellency. Her Excellency, our own dear mother, Dame Emanuela Abimbola Fashola. I was almost adding SAN. Thank you for aligning yourself with this project. It has always been you. Professor Pat Utomi, you equally appreciated. Otumba Aderu, the guru, the business guru, I salute you as well. Our royal fathers, Eko Nibajeo. What I want to do is to salute the youths and the children here present. And I will do that in the Aluta way. Great Nigerian children. Thank you. I want to hear your voice, not the elders here present. Great Nigerian children. Great Nigerian children. Thank you. It is not really what some people will say time to celebrate, but then we have to celebrate them. When you look at this project, the import of this project, I believe what it's saying is that it is telling us that the future really is bright when you have kids performing heroic feats. It tells us that it is not really bleak for Nigeria. And in that wise, I want to assure you that the 7th session of the upper legislative chamber, that is the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will align with the children, will legislate laws that will encourage and put our children
in position to see themselves proud of this country. A situation where the adults come home and start complaining and saying, what kind of a country is this, will be a thing of the past once we get our children believing in Nigeria. And I want to tell you that that is the difference that this 7th Senate is going to make in the growth and development of our children. Thank you very much. I believe when you leave this place, you have one or two things that you will, in your mind, decide that you are going to do to assist the youths and the children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Senator Benga Hashifar. So I want you to sit back, relax, and watch this. Thank you.
When men stood for their nation and fought against injustice and colonialism, society called them heroes and cast their names on stones. When women do the unthinkable and achieve feats only thought of as of men's world, they are listed in the Hall of Fame as heroines. But more often than not, the bravery acts of young boys and girls usually go unnoticed and unsung. Very often, we have waved aside initiatives of immense national impact carried out by these young boys and girls, sometimes at the risk of their own lives, against all odds.